Welcome to the GCE Math panel on YouTube. The panel consists of certified O-level and A-level teachers from the different regions, and we provide corrections, hints, shortcuts, and answers in 1/3 of the allocated time on past ordinary level and advanced level mathematics. To get to us or to get a copy of the paper, you just have to go to YouTube, subscribe, click like, comment, share, and then you can send an email to gcemathpanel@yahoo.com or email at gcemathpanel@gmail.com or send a WhatsApp message. Let us begin with the first question on this paper 1 of June 2017 ordinary level. So this question, the first question, involves BODMAS. So we start with the division. That gives us 5/8 times 4 on 5. To divide means to multiply by the reciprocal. So when you cancel out, you have a half. The next operation is multiplication, but we have to convert the 1 and 1/3 to an improper fraction, giving us 4 on 3. And when you cancel out, you have 1. So a half minus 1 gives us minus a half. The key is B. Question number 2. The value of the digits 5 in this number. The value of 5 is 0.05 and there are 2 digits after the decimal point, or the place value is hundreds. Thus, 0.05 is the same as 5/100, which is read as 500ths with the THS means on 100, and the key here is D. The value of 1 is equally 0.001 and the value of 3 is 0.0003. Question number 3, the product of y to the power a times y to the power 2a. This is multiplication of indices, and since the bases are the same, we just add the powers from law 1. That gives us y to the power 3a, and the key is B. Question 4, town P is at minus 10 degrees Celsius and town Q is at 30 degrees Celsius. The increase in temperature between the two towns P and Q is, this question is on temperature difference, and the temperature difference equals higher temperature minus lower temperature, giving us 30 minus minus 10, which is 40 degrees Celsius. Key is A. Question 5. Simplify root 45. This question involves simplification of roots, and we express 45 as a product of two numbers. One must be a square number, in fact the highest square number, and this gives us root 45 to be 9 times 5. That is the root of 9 times the root of 5. But the root of 9 is 3, so that gives us 3 root 5. The key is D. Question 6. Convert 0.08 to a fraction. 0.08 is the same as 8/100 since there are 2 decimal places, and when we cancel out, we will have 2 on 25, and the key is B. Question number 7. Given the sets of natural, integer, and rational, the true statement is, let us look at the statements or the distractors one at a time. 0 is a natural number, so key is not correct. Minus 5 on 3 is an integer, so B is wrong. Root 3 is not a rational number, so C is wrong. However, 12 on 4 equals 3, and this gives us a natural number. Therefore, D is correct, though it is tricky. The result is D. Question 8. We have the number 0.004789 expressed in 3 significant figures. Be careful with this question because the first digits are all zeros. The first significant figure is at 4. The first 3 zeros are not significant. Thus, the third significant figure is at 8. But the 9 after the 8 will affect it, so we round up the 9 to 1 and add to 8 to have 9. So that gives us 0.00479. The key is C. Question number 9. We have 0.013 times 4 expressed in standard form. First of all, simplify. And know that the number in standard form is written as a times 10 to the power n, where n is an integer and a lies between 1 and 10. So this gives us simplifying 0.052. In standard form, this number will be of the form 5.2 times 10 to the power raised to a certain number. Note that when we move the decimal points to the right 2 times, it means we are multiplying by negative 10. By 10 to the power negative 2. So the key is 5.2 times 10 to the power minus 2. Question 10. In a certain period, the exchange rate was $1 equals 510 FCFA and €1 was $1.75. A car in Europe was bought for €2,000. The cost of the car in FCFA is, we are now in the money market or the currency exchange market, And this problem can be answered in two ways. You first of all convert from euro to dollars, and then from dollars to FCFA, or you can get the exchange rate of euro in FCFA. However, most students make a mistake with the second method, so we will use the first. So step 1, convert 2,000 euro to dollars. So that gives us x to be equal to, by cross multiplication, 2,000 times 1.75 divided by 1 equal to 3,500 US dollars. Step 2, we convert 3,500 US dollars to FCFA. Using the conversion key that has been given, we have y to be cross multiplying gives us 3,500 times 510 divided by 1, which is 1.785 million. So the key is A. Question 11. To get a copy of this paper or any other paper, don't forget to get the contacts on screen. Subscribe on YouTube, watch, like, click, and share. And then you can send us an email or a WhatsApp message for a copy. Question 11. An exercise book costs 250 FCFA and is sold at a profit of 20%. The selling price in FCFA will be... Selling price is the same as cost price plus profit. It can also be calculated as selling price equals percentage selling price times cost price. Note that cost price is always equal to 100%. If there is a gain, it means selling price is more than 100%. So this gives us percentage selling price to be 120%. Thus, selling price will be equal to percentage selling price times cost price, and that gives us 120% times 250. When we cancel out, we will have 300. You can equally calculate 20% of cost price and add to the cost price, and we equally still have this 300. So the key is A. Question 12. A map shows two towns which are 6 kilometers apart, having a scale of 1:20,000. The actual distance between the towns in kilometers is... So maps and linear scales are involved here, and the scale is 1 kilometer is to 20,000 kilometers. So 6 kilometers will give us x. By cross multiplying, we will have x to be equal to 6 kilometers times 20,000 kilometers divided by 1, and that gives us 120,000 kilometers. Key C. Question 13. The shaded region in the vein represents... Let us start by shading the region P prime, that is outside P. That is the shaded region. Now let us add the union of Q. So that's what it gives us. So this region is interpreted as P prime union Q, and the key is D. Then question number 14. Given that M equals that and N equals that, M intersection N is equal to, we find out that M and N have no common elements. So M intersection N is an empty set and is denoted by either phi or bracket open and close without anything inside. 0 is not a set, not to talk of an empty set. Note, brackets open and close with phi inside has elements. These two sets have elements, so they are not empty sets. Empty set must either be just phi or just brackets open and close empty. So the key here is C. Question number 15. Consider the statements P, lum is fat, and Q, lum is short. Then the statement lum is short and fat, and not fat, is written in symbolic form as. So here we have the logic statements P and Q. Let us start with lum is short. So P, then lum is fat, we have Q. Lum is fat and short, we have P and Q. Then finally we have lum is fat and not short. Not short now, we have negation of the short. So we have P and not Q, like that. So the key here is B. Question number 16. If P represents a rectangular plane and Q represents a square plane, then note that a square is a special type of rectangle in which all the sides are the same. So all squares are subsets of rectangles. So all P's implies Q. So, all Q's implies P, or that is all squares are rectangles. So Q implies P. That gives us C. Then question number 17. In a relation, the elements of the second set's codomain are associated with the elements of the first set, the domain. The elements of the codomain associated with those of the domain are called images, as you can see. So the image of 1 is D, image of 2 is B, image of 3 is C. So D, B, and C are all images. E is not an image because no element is associated to it. So the answer here is images. Key B. Question number 18. Given that f of x equals 2x plus 6, then the value of x when f of x equals 4 is... These are equations involving functions. So f of x equals 2x plus 6. Equally, we know that f of x equals 4. So 4x should be equal to 2x plus 6, and solving for x, we have 2x equals 6, and dividing both sides by 2 gives us x to be equal to 3. The key is C. Question number 19. We have the value of the angle marked x is, the value of x here is 50 degrees. There is no calculation. Why? Because according to the properties of parallel lines, these two angles are alternate exterior angles and they are equal. The key is actually not there. I am sure B was supposed to be a 50 degrees, but they made a mistake and put one in front. So the key is 50 degrees. Question number 20. Given that each interior angle of a polygon is 160 degrees, the number of sides of the polygon is. So let us first of all start by calculating the exterior angle. The exterior angle is given by 180 minus interior angle, giving us 20 degrees. That's the exterior angle. And second, the number of sides is given by the formula 360 degrees divided by the exterior angle. So 360 divided by 20 gives us 18. So there are 18 sides in this polygon. Key is C. If you need a copy of this paper, you can always contact us, and we are in Ordinary Level 2019, Paper 1, answered in 30 minutes or less. Question 21. A rectangle has sides in the ratio 1:1. The special name of the rectangle is, they are repeating the same question because any rectangle in which all the sides are equal is called a square. So the answer is key A. Question 22. Given the figure, a circle with center OPT is a tangent angle at TOP with 72 degrees. The size of angle OPT is. So a tangent to a circle always gives 90 degrees with the radius. So angle T is 90 degrees, and they are telling us that angle TOP is 72. So the remaining angle must be 90 minus 72, which gives us 18 degrees. That is B. Question 23. The angle of a right angle triangle is 35 degrees. That is one of the angles. And then the third angle must be, know that for a right angle triangle, one angle is 90. The sum of the other two gives us 90 as well. So here one angle is 35. The other one must be 90 minus 35, giving us 55 degrees. The answer is C, or the key is C. Question number 24. In the figure shown, two similar triangles PQR and KLM are given. The area of triangle PQR is 18. Then the area of triangle KLM in centimeters square must be. For the ratio of areas, we must use the area scale, but they have not given us the area scale. So we have to calculate the area scale using the linear dimension. So the area scale is given by 6 times 6 is to 8 times 8. So the area scale is 36 to 48. 36 to 64. So now including the areas, now since the scale is 36 to 64, so 18 centimeters squared to x will give us x to be 18 times 64 divided by 36, and x gives us 32. Key C. Question number 25. We have the length of a rectangle is thrice its width. Given that the width is 5 centimeters, the area in centimeters square of the rectangle is. So the length is thrice the width means the length is equal to 5 times 3, which is 15 centimeters. And area is given by length times width, that gives us 15 times 5, which is 75 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. The key is D. Question number 26. In the figure shown, O is the center of the circle. The area of the shaded sector in terms of pi is. Note that the area of a sector is given by pi radius squared times theta on 360 degrees, and this gives us pi times 6 times 6 times 60 on 360. Cancelling out gives us the area to be 6 pi squared centimeters. So the key is C. Question number 27. In the figure, the coordinates of the point Q are. So the coordinates of the point are given by the x value and then the y value. So the x value at this point is 2 and the y value is 4. So the coordinates are, you have minus 2, 4. X is minus 2, y is 4. So the key is C. Question number 28. Given the two lines 3x plus 2y equals that and mx minus 2y equals 4, such that line 1 is parallel to line 2, and then the value of m is. For two lines to be parallel, they must have the same gradient. So first of all, start by arranging them in the gradient intercepts form. So for line 1, we will have 2y to be equal to minus 3x plus 3, and y should be equal to minus 3x plus a half. This is the normal procedure that should be followed. Then with the second line, arranging it in gradient intercept form, we will have 2y to be equal to mx minus 4, and y should be equal to m on 2x minus 2. So comparing the two is that m is equal to 3. You could do just the first steps and compare, since the values of y on the left hand side are 2y's. So the key here is D. Alright, question number 29. The length of the line segment joining the points 1, 5 and 4, 1 is. This is coordinate geometry, and the length of the line segment is given by x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And this gives us 4 minus, that is 4 from the second minus 1 from the first squared plus 1 from the second minus 5 from the first all squared. This gives the square root of 25, which is 5. So the length is 5 units, B. And then you have question 30. Simplifying the equation gives us. So we first of all start by factorizing the numerator and recognizing that this is a difference of two squares we have. This is how these two squares are factorized. Difference of two squares. So we have square root of 6 squared is t, write it twice. Square root of 9 is 3 twice. And then 1 is plus, 1 is minus. For the denominator, it's direct factorization. The highest common factor is 2. We bring it out. So we have 2 into t plus 3. We now cancel out to have the final answer t minus 3 on 2. So the key is B. So to have a copy of this paper or any other queries, you can contact us from the information on screen. GCEmathspanel@yahoo.com, GCEmathspanel@gmail.com, WhatsApp number 6742928830. You can go to YouTube, subscribe, click like, share, comment, so that other people can equally have an A grade like you. Question number 31. Simplifying 3 into x minus 2y minus 4 into 5 minus y gives. We open out the brackets. That's the first thing. So that will give us 3 times x, 3x, 3 times minus 2y's minus 6y's minus 4 times x minus 4x minus 4 times minus 5y's gives us plus 20y's. Bringing like terms together, we have 3x minus 4x minus x minus 6y's plus 20y's gives us plus 14y's. That's the answer, but you can revision as 14y's minus x. So the key is A. And question number 32, the formula for the area of a triangle is A equals half base times height. Then B is equal to, we are just to solve a B here. So we need to do transposition of formulae. In simple terms, solve a B. So we have half BH equals A. Multiplying both sides by 2, we have BH is equal to 2A. And dividing both sides by H, we have B to be equal to 2A on H. So that gives us the key to be A. Now question number 33, the value of 7y plus 3 on 5x when x equals 2 and y equals 1 is. Here we just do substitution to get the numerical value. So we have 7y but y is 1. That gives, and then 5x but x is 2. So that gives us 10 on 10, which is equal to 1. The key is B. Question number 34. The solution of the simultaneous equations as a point is given as. Here we can just use substitution because y has been given as a subject of the formula in equation 1. So we just substitute equation 1 into equation 2, and we will have 3x plus 5, but y now is 2x minus 12. We open out the brackets, 10x minus 60 equals 5. Bring like terms together, 13x minus 60 equals 5. 13x will be equal to 5 plus 60, which gives us 65, and x will be equal to 5, dividing both sides by 5. Now we now substitute the value of x equals 5 in equation 1. We will have 2 times 5 minus 12. So 10 minus 12 gives us minus 2. And the solution set is x first before y gives us 5 minus 2. And the key is C. Question 35. Given the function that, and then the value of C for which f of 3 is 0 is. Here we have the remainder theorem. And the remainder is 0 means that this number is a root. So f of 3 means put 3 into the function. So I'll put 3 all through. I simplify, and we'll be left with 3c minus 3 equals 0, and c will equal to 3 divided by 1, which is 1. 3 divided by 3, which is 1. The key is D. Question 37. The solution of this inequality is. So the first thing to do is to carry 3 to the right hand side. We will have minus k on 4 equals to minus 4. We now multiply both sides by minus 4. But note that when you multiply both sides by minus 4, the inequality sign reverses. Whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, the inequality sign reverses. So our k is greater than or equal to 16. The key is D. Question number 37. given that 2 to the power 2x equals 1 on 64, then the value of x satisfying the equation is. This is an equation involving exponents, so the unknown exists as a power. So we first of all have to make the basis the same, then we equate the powers. We know that 64 is the same as 2 to the power 6. Therefore, 1 on 64 will be equal to 1 on 2 to the power 6, which is equal to the same as 2 to the power minus 6. This gives us 2 to the power 2x to be equal to 2 to the power minus 6. Bases are the same. We now equate the powers to have 2x is equal to minus 6. Dividing both sides by 2, we have x equals minus 3. And the key is B. Question number 38. Given the sequence 48, 35, 24, 15, the next number will be, observe the rule that the sequence follows. You have 48, the sequence reduces by 13, then by 11, then by 9, then by 7. So the next value must be 8, and the key is A. Question number 39. Given that y varies directly as a square of x, such that x equals 1 and y equals 1, the equation becomes, with this variation equation, we first of all have to write the equation of the variation. Y varies directly as a square of x, so y is equal to kx squared. And you now look for the constant of proportionality. When x is 1, y is 1. So substitute the values to have k is equal to 1. So the equation now becomes y equals x squared. We have replaced x by its value of 1. So the key is B. Question number 40. Given a network with 5 nodes and 4 regions, the number of arcs is. The formula used is the Euler's formula, which states the number of arcs is equal to the number of vertices or nodes plus number of regions minus 2. So according to this question, arcs, we have the number of arcs which are calculating will be given by number of vertices or the nodes, which are 5, plus number of regions 4 minus 2. That gives us 7. So the key is B. Question number 41. To get to us, you can contact us on screen. We are in Ordinary Level Maths Paper 1, June 2017. Question number 41. PQR is a right-angled triangle with sides shown. The value of y is. You can obtain the answer without calculation. Let's observe the following Pythagorean triplets. 3 squared plus 4 squared is 5 squared. 6 squared plus 8 squared is 10 squared. 9 squared plus 12 squared is 15 squared. 12 squared plus 16 squared should be 20 squared. So the value of y must be 12. Or you can use the Pythagorean formula. Y squared plus 16 squared, that's the sum of the two short sides, is equal to the hypotenuse. So that gives us y to be equal to 12 as well. The key is D. Question number 42. We have given that the figure PQR is a straight line and angle SPQ is 90 degrees, then cos theta is just given us from SOHCAHTOA or adjacent of a hypotenuse. So our adjacent side here is 3 and the hypotenuse is 5, so the value is B. Question number 43. Given the two position vectors OP equals that and OQ equals that, with M the midpoint of PQ, and then the position vector of M is. So the midpoint is given same as in coordinate geometry. Here therefore the midpoint is vector M is given as M equals x1 plus x2 on 2i plus y1 plus y2 on 2j. So this gives us x1 is 1i, so it's 1, x2 is 3i, so it's 3, y1 is 5 and y2 is minus 9. So simplifying gives us 2i's minus 2j's, and the value is D. Question number 44. We have OP to be P and OQ to be equal to 2Q. X is the midpoint of PQ such that PX is to XQ is 1 is to 2. Then the vector OX is, we first of all have to look for OX. OX is equal to plus PX. But we know that PX is equal to 1 out of the 3 parts of PQ. So it's 1/3 of PQ. So this gives us P plus 1/3, but PQ is, to move from P to Q, you have to move from P to O, that is minus P plus 2Q. So it's 1/3 of minus P plus 2Q. When you simplify, we'll have P minus 1/3 P plus 2/3 Q. Looking for the LCM, which is 3 divided by 1, 3 times P, 3 P's minus P plus 2Q. So we simplify, we'll have 2P plus 2Q on 3, which is the same as 2 over 3 into P plus Q. The key is A. This is a 3-star question. So number 45, the value for which This determinant equals to 0 is, the sign means determinant. So looking for y, we have the determinant to be equal to 0 means 3 times 6 minus 2 times y should be equal to 0. So 18 minus 2y equals 0 and y equals 9. Key is D. Question number 46. Given the matrices P and Q are that, find the product PQ. Matrix multiplication is done row by column. You have to take note of these colors. Let us multiply. You have 1 times 3 to give us 1 times 3 plus minus 1 times minus 1. Then the next row, minus 1 times 3 plus 2 times minus 1. When you simplify, you have 4 minus 5. And the key is A. Question number 47. The 2 by 2 matrix transformation T equals 0, 1, 1, 0 represents. This is a reflection on the line y equals x as you have done in class is standard. So how do we check? You just take any point of your choice, if it's 2, 1, and multiply this matrix by these points. It gives us these values, and you find out that it has swapped the position of the coordinates. So 2, 1 has become 1, 2. That is only done by reflection in the line y is equal to x. So the answer is A. Number 48. In a test, the scores of students were that. The range of the scores is range of scores given by lowest value, highest values minus lowest value. So the range is the difference. 20 minus 1 gives us 19. So the key is D. Question 49. The pie chart represents grades obtained in a certain examination with 50 candidates having the grade D. The number of candidates with grade C is. Here, the angle represents the number of students, or they're proportional. So let us use simple proportion. 50 candidates equal to 10 is equal to 100 degrees. So x will be equal to 120. If you cross multiply, we have x to be 50 times 120 divided by 100. And that will give us x to be 60. The key is A. Question number 50. The probability of getting a multiple of 3 when the die is rolled is. When the die is rolled, the outcomes are you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it has 6 faces. The number of multiples of 3, we have multiples of 3 are 3 and 6. So the probability of getting a 3 is, how many faces of getting a multiple of 3 is, you have 2 outcomes here, multiple of 3, out of a total of 6 outcomes. When you simplify, you have 1 on 3. That brings us to the end, guys. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for paper 2. There are many other questions in additional maths, advanced level maths. You can email us and you get to us and you can send a pass to you. You can equally get us on WhatsApp, and any of our crew members will get to you from any of the different regions in maximum of 72 hours. I have been Mr. Evina Fred presenting this paper, and one of stay tuned to GCE Math Panel Negri to send an application to request a paper that is the format, level, year, paper, and time. Bye bye.